Good morning, dear students. I am Nitishri S. Bagalwadi to your physics teacher, right? So today we are going to start our new concept, the first concept of class 10th, that is a physics of light. Okay, so the concept is light. When I say the term light, so this chapter we are learning since 6th standard. So how I am seeing you, how you are able to see me, how we are able to see the things around us. So this is all because of the light. So by the light, we can observe various phenomena in nature. For example, the twinkling of the stars, the way the reflection of the moon, the light from the moon, what we will get, it is nothing but the reflection of the sunlight, okay, then the lightning. So these all are the phenomena which are occurring in the nature by the light. In this concept, we are going to mainly focus on the introduction to light, then the properties of light, then laws of reflection, then spherical mirrors. Okay. As I said, light is a thing which is which allows us to see the things. In the dark room, we can't see because we don't have any opportunity or we don't have anything to see, that is a light in the dark room. When we come to the properties of the light, so in the properties of the light, we have to mainly focus on three properties of light, which is a reflection, refraction and diffraction. Okay, so totally we have four properties of light. The first one over here is, as I said, the reflection. It is nothing but the bouncing back of the light. So whenever the light will be traveling in a straight line, when it bounces any object, when it strikes any object, it bounces back. So this is nothing but the reflection, we can say. The next one is refraction. The next one is refraction. So in refraction, what happens? Whenever a light will be traveling, when it strikes a particular surface, it bends. So the bending phenomenon of the light, or we can say the change in direction of a light, is called as refraction. The new term which we are going to learn in this concept, that is a diffraction. Reflection and refraction we learnt in the previous classes. The next one is a diffraction. So what is this diffraction is? See, based on the passing of light through certain substances or through certain materials, the materials have been divided into three types, right? The transparent, translucent and the opaque material. Transparent, which passes the light completely through it. Translucent, which passes the light partially through it. And opaque, which will not allow the light to pass through. So when we consider a opaque thing over here, okay, let us consider the opaque thing. It will not allow the light to pass through it. So from that time, what happens? The light surrounds itself. The light surrounds the material. When the opaque material is small and light is not able to pass through it, the light surrounds itself like this. Okay, it bends, it changes its path, then it allows the light to pass through. So this surrounds, it is not passing, it is surrounding that material. So this phenomenon is called as diffraction. Okay, so for this phenomenon, these are the three properties: reflection, refraction and diffraction. We have one more property which is called as polarization, which we are going to learn in the higher classes. Okay, then let me rub this. Okay, so which are the properties we learn? Reflection, refraction, the next one is diffraction. So these all properties confirms that these all properties are based on when we consider a light as a wave. Okay, so there was a what we call a dilemma or a discussion whether light is a wave or a particle. But in 20th century, one more concept came which is called as quantum theory, which will say light is not a particle, it is not a wave. It is neither a particle nor a wave. It is explained in a quantum theory of physics, which we will be learning in the higher class. But these properties consider this reflection, refraction and diffraction. These all consider light as a wave. Okay, then when we come to the laws of reflection, this we learned in class 8 children. Laws of reflection. So let us explain. Let me explain this using a ray diagram. So consider a ray of light from a source. It might be a tube light or any source of light. The light is falling on a surface. So this falling light, it is considered as an incident ray. It is incident. Incident means what? Falling. Falling on a particular point on the surface. When it strikes the surface, that is, let us consider this as a plane mirror, okay, plane surface. When it strikes from this point, again the light, what happens? It bounces back. It bounces back to the same space, okay? Then in this direction. So this is called as reflected ray. Incident ray, falling light ray, reflected ray, bounced back. The ray which is bounced back. Okay. So incident ray is denoted by small letter I and reflected ray is denoted by small letter I. Okay. So when we draw an imaginary line, from the point where it bounced back, so that imaginary line will be perpendicular. We should draw in such a way that it should be perpendicular or it should be 90 degree to the surface. So this perpendicular, it is called as normal. Okay, this is a ray diagram of a reflection. So using this ray diagram, we can explain the laws of reflection. So the laws of reflection says that the incident ray, okay, the angle between the normal and the incident ray, is called as angle of incidence. Angle of incidence, which is denoted by letter I. And the angle formed by a normal and the reflected ray is considered or is called as angle of reflection. So according to laws of reflection, angle of incidence will be always equal to angle of reflection. Suppose if angle of incidence is 45 degree, then angle of reflection will be 45. If it is 60, then it will be 60. Okay, then okay, next we have the angle, the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal. Incident ray, reflected ray and the normal, all these three rays or the lines lies in the same plane. Okay, so incident ray, reflected rays and normal lies in same plane. Okay, lies in same plane. So this is regarding the laws of reflection. Next. So as I discussed before, the materials based on the passing of light have been divided into three types: transparent, translucent and the opaque. The best example of opaque material is mirror. So until now we learned the properties of light through a plane mirror. But in 10th standard we are going to learn regarding the properties of light in the special kind of mirror. So which are those? So all of you are aware of this. This is a spoon which we will use in our kitchen to eat the breakfast or anything. It is okay. this is a spoon. So when you see the surface of the spoon completely, this surface, okay, the inward surface and the outer surface, so these are curved. So in this class, that is in 10th standard, we are going to learn the properties of light through the curved surfaces or the curved mirrors. The mirrors which have curved surface are termed as spherical mirrors. So those curved surface may be inward or might be outward. Based on the inward or outward of the curved surfaces, the spherical mirrors have been divided into two types. So which are those types? How the light passes through these curved mirrors or spherical mirrors? What all the things are there in spherical mirrors? Okay, so these all we are going to learn in our upcoming session. So in this session we completed the introduction to light, laws of reflection and the properties of light. Let us meet in the next session where we are going to learn the spherical mirrors. Until that, learn science, observe science. Have a nice day.